Well, hello again, rail fans. It's about 5:45 in the morning here over at Canaan, Connecticut, and we're at the Canaan Yard office of the Housatonic Railroad. And what you're looking at right now is an outline, and you can probably see a little bit of the engine, 2346, GATX 2346. It's a Jeep 38, I believe. And this train that we're looking at is Housatonic Railroad NX12. And from what I can see from here in the car, it looks like it's about a 15-car train today, which is actually a pretty good-sized train for this job, NX12. The engineer was outside walking around with a flashlight looking everything over. He turned on all the lights, make sure they all work about 10 minutes ago. And I assume the conductor has been inside the yard office getting all their paperwork together and everything squared away like that. So they should be out of here fairly soon. This is a fairly quick railroad to move things once they get moving. They should be out of here in about 10 minutes or so, I would think. And that's good for us because the longer they wait, the brighter outside it gets. So we'll see how it goes from here. Alright, so the chase is on. It's about 6:20 in the morning now. That first shot we saw was of them departing the yard office. And then we got them along Route 126, otherwise known as Point of Rocks Road. And then that last shot we saw there at the causeway was on Dublin Street here in Falls Village. And that waterway that you saw actually comes off of a dam. There's a pretty good sized dam called the Great Falls Dam, because I guess that's the town on the other side of the water. And it spills out into that little causeway we saw. And when I drove by the second time, it looks like it's a pretty good sized dam. There might even be a photo or two there with the train, but I don't think it'd be very photogenic. It'd be a pretty awkward angle if you wanted to get the train and the dam in the picture. But there is a northbound shot you can get with it. Although you're on the other side of the waterfalls, there's still an angle there, which we're going to try later on today. And real quick, if you look up in the trees there, you can see a New Haven caboose. A friend of mine actually owns that, and he owns the garage that is next to it. So anyway, we're on River Road now, and we're heading down towards Cornwall and West Cornwall, and then ultimately New Milford. So we'll see what we can do from here. Alright, so here we are now in the Merwinsville section of Gaylordsville, and this is a small town near New Milford, Connecticut. We're not too far out now. And this building we're looking at here, I believe, is a hotel now, and I'm not sure what its original purpose was. If I can find a good website about it, I'll put it in the description. And all I know is it makes a nice prop for a picture. And the last place we were was the old Kent Station. And like most lines in Connecticut, I'm fairly certain that this used to be owned by the New Haven, so I'm assuming the Kent Station was a New Haven Railroad station at one point. And now here we are in Merwinsville, and I hear the train now, so I'll wrap it up. Alright, so here we are now down in New Milford, Connecticut. It's a little bit past 8 in the morning, and I found this old Boston and Maine caboose right next to the main line here. So we'll get a shot of NX-12 coming by that. And behind me is actually the old New Haven Railroad New Milford station. And now it serves as the Chamber of Commerce for New Milford. Alright, so it's about 8:45 now, and the NX-12 came in southbound to New Milford Yard about 25 minutes ago, and they've already got the paperwork to head north. So, like I mentioned earlier, this is a fairly quick railroad once they get moving. They're 6x8, so they're only 14 cars. Coming south, there were 25 cars, and now the engine will be facing the right way. So I found this little brick building here, and I took a little walk outside and found a nice place to stand. So it should be a pretty good shot. Well, rail fans, that's going to conclude our video for today. Actually, kind of an interesting story here as to why we cut it a little bit early. That last shot you saw in that cut there, at my next location, once I got there, I noticed that my video camera battery was missing. It wasn't clipped into the back like it's supposed to be. So I figure it must have fell out at that last location back at the cut. So I grabbed some stills of the train at the location I was at, and I drove back to the cut looking for my battery, thinking it might have been in the road. And I would rather find it and pick it up out of the road rather than have it get run over, and that way I'd still have the battery. It wasn't in the road. So I figure I dropped it in the ballast, and of course the battery is black, the ballast is black, and a lot of the dirt around that cut was also black. So I knew my chances of finding it were slim, and I didn't find it. The reason I didn't find it was because it was actually in my my car door drink holder. So go figure. I could have just looked there first, but I didn't. So anyway, having said all that, after I thought I lost my battery, I just headed for home. And I'm in my hometown right now, and now I'm out running some errands before I go back home for the afternoon. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Not too much of a bummer having missed out on the rest of those shots, because I already got most of the shots north of that last one anyway. I've already done those shots. I did miss out on that one shot I mentioned earlier at the waterfall on the opposite side of it, which would have been a nice shot either way, but we'll try that chase again sometime in the near future. Hopefully by then the railroad will have their own units running again, and we can stop shooting this dang 2346. I'm starting to get tired of that one. Short story about that is because it's been here for the entire 2 years that the Housatonic has been leasing units. They've had the 2346 for 2 years, and they've been through about 3 or 4 different CSX Jeeps. And those weren't so bad because they were in different paint schemes, or they had different headlight arrangements, or they were cleaner than others, so those were alright. The 2346 looks the same every single day. So it's getting a little bit old. But anyway, before I get off on a tangent, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go find my pages on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put links up on the screen right after this. And anyway guys, as always, I'm Aiden Nice, and I'll see you in the next one.